Yogis have to practice according to the true teaching, according to the Dhamma as much as possible, and to get rid of sensual pleasures like avoiding the poisonous snake. If you practice, if you avoid, if you discard the sensual pleasures, you will overcome it by eliminating the craving that leads to attachment, pervading through the world of sensual pleasures, pervading through the loka of sensual pleasures. In the Mahanidesa Pali text, it mentions loka. Loka, the world, is referred to apaya loka, woeful states, manusya loka, human realm, deva loka, celestial realms, and khanda loka, the worlds of aggregates, and so on. In other words, it means the sensual pleasures in the lower states, sensual pleasures in the human realm, and sensual pleasures, desirable and attractive pleasures in the celestial realms. This mindfulness practice can dispel, this practice can discard, this practice can overcome the sensual craving which causes attachment and desire, permeating through whatever desirable sensual pleasures which exist. So, the exceptional happiness accrue from not desiring the sensual pleasures. Happiness accrue not attaching to the sensual object. We have to look for the sensual object. We have to search for the sensual objects at the risk of our life. It is really suffering. And we have to protect our object of sensual pleasures because we think that it is supreme good for having these sensual pleasures. And when these sensual pleasures are lost, when they are destroyed, we have to again suffer a great deal. Now, yogi not suffer, you happy, because you think that the sensual pleasures are frightful, they are loathsome, like poisonous snakes. And you regard the sensual pleasures to be frightful and loathsome, so there is no need to search for the sensual pleasures, no need to care for them. Moreover, there will be no worry about the destruction and the loss of the sensual pleasures. And when they are lost, you not very sad, so you can live happily. So it is important to strive to overcome the craving which yearns for the sensual pleasures, and to get rid of desire that are liable to create attachment to sensual object. How we should do? Buddha said to be mindful at all times to overcome totally. In the Mahanidesa Pali text, Buddha mentioned that Sutta, that means you mindful and you practice Kayanupassana Satipatthana, to note the body, to note the aggregates of material body. In other words, it is to practice the four foundations of mindfulness of the body. This is not to note for once, it is not to note for a short moment, but rather to be mindful all the time if the sensual pleasures are not yet completely discarded. So the last stanza of the Sutta, Satta Satta, means to note, to practice the whole time, and day as well as night. You practice walking meditation. When you practice walking meditation, to be always mindful of every step while practicing walking meditation. Walking. Every step you mindful, raising, dropping, raising, pushing forward, dropping. You mindful, and you practice standing meditation. Standing, you mindful, to be always mindful of whatever is distant. You need to be mindful during standing. A sitting meditation, we are sitting and always be mindful sitting. To be always mindful of whatever is prominent, you need to be mindful during sitting. And it is also to be mindful of the movement when the belly rise and fall. If there is nothing special to note, you have to pay attention to the belly rising, falling. As you practice lying meditation, be mindful, lying, reclining. And during lying, if there is nothing special to note, you can pay attention to the rising and falling of the belly. And if you bend, if you stretch, if you move, if you change actions, you also to be mindful. This is a way to practice mindfulness of the body by noting the details, bodily movement. Yogi should be mindful of the feeling, mindful the sensation. You exhausted, you tired, and you have pain and aches, and cold and heat. You have to note tired, exhaustion, cold, itchy, pain. Whatever sensation arises, good or bad, you need to be mindful when they are distant. You need to practice the mindfulness of consciousness. Every mental thoughts and plans, when they arise, try to be mindful. And also need to practice Dhammanupassana, hearing the sounds, somebody coughing, and the other sounds. It is just a phenomena. Note it. Hearing. It is just a hearing. You see something, note it. Seeing. It is phenomena. It is psychophysical process only. Hearing. Seeing. Wishing something, note it. Wishing. This is Dhammanupassana Satipatthana. By practicing the 4 foundations of mindfulness, and you always mindful, the sensual pleasures, you overcome. You are continuously noting rising, falling, sitting, standing, walking, etc. Are there any looking for the sensual pleasures? Are there yearning for the sensual pleasures? No. There's no looking for the sensual pleasures. Your mind not inclined to these objects. Your mind inclined to the meditational object. Since craving has no opportunity to arise, craving is terminated. And when you see, when you hear, when you perceive the attractive sensual object, don't forget, you have to note seeing, hearing, perceiving continuously. If you practice diligently, you comprehend the nature of impermanence, the nature of uncontrollability by this noting. And the craving for the sensual objects have no chance to arise, and it is eliminated. It is called Aramananusaya, discarded by mindfulness meditation. That means latent kilesa, latent mental defilements that arise based on the objects are discarded. So Aramananusaya, defilements that arise based on the objects are discarded by vipassana. You keep on noting, you keep on practicing. While noting every arising object, your vipassana insight knowledge become mature. Finally, Nibbana is realized when you reach the stage of Mega, Noble Path insight, very powerful insight knowledge. And the sensual craving leading to the woeful states, and gross sensual craving, all are uprooted completely when you become string winner, when you attain the Sotapaddi Mega, and when you attain the Sakadagami Mega, once return path. all the craving are eliminated. You become Sotapanna and Sakadagami. Still you have craving. You need to practice again. Keep on practice. And all the sensual cravings are uprooted when you become Anagami. Non-returner, but Anagami Mega when you reach all the sensual cravings are uprooted. And the highest path, Arahata Mega, totally eliminates all desires and attraction, not allowing their development anymore. So this is called Santananusaya, overcoming and annihilation of the cravings by 4 noble paths, Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arahata Mega. So Santananusaya, mental defilements that are inborn in beings, can be removed by the 4 noble paths. To entirely annihilate and overcome all cravings, Buddha expounded, yogi who avoids the 5 sensual objects as if they were a poisonous snake, be mindful, and yogi can overcome and discard the craving that is liable to pervade and become attached to sensual objects. To overcome attachment, discard sensual pleasures like discarding a poisonous snake, Buddha said. So Buddha mentioned discard sensual pleasures to overcome attachment as if they are like a poisonous snake. And if yogi does not want suffering caused by the object of sensual pleasures, yogi should avoid them as if they were poisonous snake. People are not afraid of sensual pleasures as a poisonous snake. Instead, they attach and become fond of sensual objects like the pretty, sweet, fragrant flowers. So people have to encounter suffering caused by sensual pleasures. So Buddha said, be scared and avoid sensual pleasures just like a poisonous snake. A yogi can overcome craving that pervades the world of sensual pleasures by practicing mindfulness meditation. Buddha continued to explain the nature of sensual pleasures and how the individual suffers. Kitta vitong hirinyawa gawisan dasaporisan Tiyo bandu butukame yo naro anugechiti Abalana bliyanti madantina brisaya Tatona dukha manuiti nawon bena miwataka. Men and women attached sensual pleasures. If attached to land, gold, money, cattle, servants, workmen, if attached to wives, husbands, sons and daughters, they will be overwhelmed and tormented by mental defilements related to these sensual objects. How they are tormented, how they are overwhelmed. The lobha, the greed defilements related to sensual objects, ask the person, go there, go here, and contact them, the sensual objects, ask the person. And then dosa, anger defilements, due to impatience together with unhappiness, overwhelmed, and concerned about the business, worries and stress come to the individual, worries about the destruction and loss of the sensual objects. The unhappiness and anger defilements cause grief and restlessness when the sensual objects are lost and destroyed. Regarding sensual objects, the person becomes proud, conceited, are complete of sensual objects, and he becomes proud. Regarding sensual objects, people become jealous and avarice, so all the mental defilements overwhelm the person who attached to the sensual objects. Now mental defilements are tormenting and overwhelming. Are these mental defilements powerful? No, these mental defilements are not powerful at all. So why they overwhelm? If you have faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration and wisdom, these mental defilements can never torment the yogi who possess the power, who possess the quality of faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration and wisdom, which give you strength. If you are powerful, mental defilements can not overwhelm you. For example, you have strong house and big house, and the powerful wind, cyclone or tornado cannot destroy your house. But a little old, dilapidated house can easily be blown down by not too strong wind. In the same way, the individual with little faith, individual with weak mindfulness and concentration and wisdom can be overwhelmed and tormented by not too forceful mental defilements such as anger and greed. So Buddha explained that the mental defilements cannot torment a yogi who is strengthened by faith in the practice, who have continuous mindfulness through contemplation and meditation. So it is important for the yogi to strengthen with mindfulness, concentration, wisdom and faith by reflecting and listening to the true teaching and by practicing a continuous meditation. If they are stay weak, to drive away these mental defilements. If we attach to the sensual pleasures, we have to encounter two enemies, the external enemies and internal enemies. The individuals attached to the sensual pleasures can be tormented by the external enemies such as wild animals, snakes, when they search for the sensual pleasures in harmful and dangerous places. And they can also be attacked in the wilds and faraway places by thieves and bandits, while greedily in quest of more exciting sensual pleasures. Moreover, the competitors in the business can torment the person who attached to their sensual pleasures. And in searching and to protect the sensual pleasures, one is certain to commit unwholesome deeds. He may kill to protect his properties, he may steal, he may do sexual misconduct, he may tell lies, he may do wrong, he may commit unwholesome deeds to look for the sensual pleasures and to protect his sensual pleasures. And these unwholesome deeds can torment the person with immediate bad consequences and making them to suffer in the woeful states in the future. So these unwholesome deeds are the internal enemies. So Buddha pointed out that the external and internal enemies overpower and torment those who cling to the sensual pleasures. So Buddha said, if you attach to sensual pleasures, you will be overpowered, you will be tormented. And if less attachment, less suffering, and more attachment, more suffering. And if you have no attachment, you have no suffering. So we have to stop our discourse for today. We will continue this sutta tomorrow by practicing Satipatthana Vipassana meditation, by observing every phenomena occurring at the six senses continuously, meticulously and restlessly. May you all practitioners overcome the craving. May all practitioners overpower mental defilements. May you realize the real peace in the very near future. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.